What is up, everybody? It's the Inhuman one here with part 11 of the ultimate 100% guide for Black Myth Wukong. In this video, we're going to be taking on the first half of Chapter 4, which will take us to the Webbed Hollow, a very labyrinthian set of cave systems and tunnels that can be quite difficult to navigate, but they're full of secrets that are completely missable. So if you want to find every single thing in this game, feel free to follow this guide. As I mentioned in the previous episodes, this guide will allow you to unlock every single portrait entry, defeat every single enemy, defeat every single boss, locate every secret area, collect every single curio, and of course unlock the true ending. So without further ado, we've got tons to cover, so let's jump right into the guide. In the previous episode, we did actually work back to the Zodiac Temple, and we were able, or Zodiac Village, my mistake. We spoke with some NPCs, and we warped back here. This is the estate of Zhu, but you'll be warping to the front of the village because we haven't tagged the Keeper's Shrine yet. So work your way down here. This is the chest that we started the Chapter 4 from, and where the cutscene ended and our gameplay began. And then just off in the distance, this is where that pretty lady was. But let's see if she's truly just a pretty lady or there's something more to her. Aside from that, just to mention inside, kind of cover back on what we did equip some anti-miasma powder because poison's going to be one of the biggest threats. And then in our brew, we also have a gall gem, which is going to help increase our poison resistance. So lots of poison in this, so be mindful of that. Make sure you gather these flowers along the way. We've got some a seed, very nice. Always love to get the seeds. We can add them to Chenlong's little inventory. But anyways, we're going to come down this pathway here, absorb the two wills along the way, and if you look up where my head is, directly above, Bajie is going to trigger a puppet spider, which is a common enemy in this section, but a difficult one that I don't necessarily like fighting because they have lots of health, and they can inflict poison like nobody's business. So we'll get around him here while he's attacking Bajie. Avoid the front once they kind of gather their composure because they can spew out poison. It'll inflict poison, and as you know, poison will last forever. So we have a few pathways to pick from. We have the left down here. There's a staircase. We have through the gate, the main entrance, and then we have this little area. You can just harvest this. This is just a little garden. But if you go down this way, which is where I want us to go first, we have a little ravine. Now be careful because of course we'll be ambushed by somebody. You see the spider enemy off in the distance. He's spewing his poison now. It's got quite a range to it. But make sure we continue to stay aggressive. These guys have all kinds of tenacity. And naturally, they are pretty resilient and ferocious. So we can go ahead and use one of our potions here. We're going to absorb this for now. Use an anti-miasma powder, and now we're cured. We're going to be popping lots of those throughout this, and just so you know, that's a useful thing. Don't neglect your poisons. I'm sorry, your medicines or your pellets and things like that. Your potions are going to help you quite a bit throughout this, and I neglected them in my entire first playthrough, and even my casual playthrough off stream. So don't do what I did. Make it easier for yourself. These enemies are lantern enemies. They are pretty resilient, and they can use these green wisps that come out of their lanterns to harm you, so be very careful in fighting them because those wisps do tons of damage. We can absorb this will along the way. There's tons of wills we can absorb. I think a total of 4 if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, we're not going to go up this staircase until we come back. So we've got will number 2. And then we've got will number 3 over here right by the licorice. And if you want, like I've taught you, you can kind of top off your mana if you need to. Break these for a little bit additional will, why not? Absorb this will here. We have 1 left, and Bajie is going to get us in more trouble, as per usual.
Your eyes are sharp.
He's going to get bit in the foot, naturally. Lovely. Okay, watch out for these enemies. They spew poison like crazy. Pretty resilient as well. And they always love to kind of ambush you, surround you. If they make that weird like Sonic looking noise, like they're going to explode. They self-destruct and they inflict poison. So just back away. It's like a weird distortion you can see and notice, so. There you go. Let's see what anybody else is doing. Okay, that guy's kind of coming at me crazy. Oh yeah, and if you have arachnophobia, this chapter is not for you. And no, there's not a arachnophobia-friendly version, so I apologize on behalf of Game Science. Alright, so we've grabbed and opened this chest. Now we can return and we're going to head up the staircase that'll now be to our left. And of course you can break the pots for your own satisfaction. It's a therapy of sorts. Alright, so now that we're up here, this would be the main gate we could have entered. There's a spider puppet in here, and there's an archer just outside, so let's be mindful of that. Do a jumping heavy attack here to put him on his back, and then we'll do a light attack to hopefully finish him off here. Let's see. There you go, that did the trick. Bajie's still working on his enemy, so we'll go ahead and absorb this for now. See if he can kill a simple archer. No. He's just here for decoration. Other than that, not entirely helpful. Using immobilization to pin this guy down, you can do a light attack to finish him off. Again, though you saw the whiffs that time. They can be quite annoying. Alright, this is going to be a plant monster here. So we're going to go ahead and gather him, stir him up. And once he takes his second step, we can go ahead and start attacking. They don't like lightning much. They don't like getting hit by staffs much in general. Those guys are pretty weak, even though they're pretty muscly. Okay, so we got the item there. Now we're gonna be careful for this little ambush here. Take out the beetle first. There's all kinds of enemies that can be quite a bit of a problem. Just so you know, there's actually nothing up here. I just want to show you guys. You can't even get up there. So we're gonna take this guy out next. There you go, big hit. We missed the puppet naturally. The captain, the beetle captain that we just saw off to the side, he's actually pretty tough, so don't take them lightly. We got poisoned by the spider puppet. We'll do a jumping heavy attack again if we can hit him. We whiffed it. We'll do another heavy attack here with our spirit skill and then come in for the attack. Let's see if we can take him out. There you go, that took forever. We'll go ahead and use the anti-miasma powder to chill things out for a bit and heal. Whew, that was fun. So that's a little sequence that can be pretty difficult at first. Watch for the ambush when we're coming in here. We're going to go this way first though. And if you look up, there's another spider puppet, so we'll take him out as soon as he drops down. Light attack combo just to get things started. There you go. Not bad. Now we can actually top off. And then we'll go ahead and use or absorb these two will to get some gourd uses back. Now we want to head towards or past this and towards this little house, just so that you know, if you ever need to know where to go, follow the lanterns in this chapter, as opposed to, at least in the part of the estate. You're going to want to go through here to progress, and if you're trying to kind of deviate from the path and look for secrets, go on the lesser, well-lit paths. So here we have another chest we can open up.
Found treasure. Let me have a look.
And we're going to be going towards the across this little bridge here where the lanterns are, and I just want to advise you that in the event that you come across a green locust enemy, which you will, there's going to be plenty of them, the green locust enemies actually drop a unique mask that enhances your jumping attacks. So it's actually pretty cool looking. It looks amazing, but it's also pretty useful as well. Jumping attacks are already very powerful, so don't be afraid to use them. And that's the jumping attack they love to use so much on us, so. Lovely. Alright. We'll grab this licorice. And then again, you can farm those enemies for unique masks. Don't go there yet. You're going to be ambushed by tons of enemies. And don't push too far up ahead or you're going to aggro a bunch of tough guys. So we're going to do this first. Do our light attack combo. Take him out. Very nice. Okay, now we're going to stay back here. If you go too far ahead, that dragonfly archer will tag you. So just be careful not to piss him off. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to be heading this way. It's okay to top off. I actually suggest you do it just because there's so many of those little spider enemies that look like stones, and they surround you if you're not careful. So it always helps to use your wind tamer too, because it deals a little bit of damage, and it'll actually make them all show up because you've hit them all for a little bit of damage. So their life bars will show up, so they can't really hide from it anymore. I think the biggest thing is just their visibility, and they're so low to the ground. So just keep striking them. And once they're all taken out, make sure they're all gone. Then you can loot safely. So we'll do this. This is another enemy. Wait for him to take a few steps out. Alright, lovely. Now we're going to be poisoned. The best. Light attack combo. We'll use the white here. Once she lands, there you go. Come up close. Big damage. Alright, and yes, we are poisoned, but we can just use another anti-miasma powder, and we're good to go. And technically, we could have topped off there, but we really don't have anything but 2 enemies left in this entire sequence. So, like I said, just make sure that we focus on the enemies that we can farm, and that way you'll enhance increase your chances of getting that unique mask, which is the green locust. There's more enemies in here, more of these little stone rock dudes. So, same thing as last time, just light attack combos do the trick, but don't get in too far because you can get surrounded. They're everywhere. And Bajie will at least highlight them for us. If he's good at anything, it's aggroing enemies. Okay, so we've opened this chest up. Now we can farm this right here. You get iframes. And yeah, he'll be shooting at you, but you're fine. Just dodge. Now come back over here. Lock onto this guy, do a jumping attack. That should just about finish him off. Then we go take out this other locust right here. This green locust enemy is the one that can drop the mask, so hope that every time you beat them, you get that mask. It's actually pretty common for a drop, so not bad at all. But anyways, we're really close to a shrine, so let's go ahead and gather these items. We're going to come back up here and absorb this double will. Just so that you know, we're right up on a shrine, so you really don't need to do much else, but we have that another lantern enemy to face off with, so if you really just need to use your mana to take them out, I normally use immobilization on them, and just kind of trivialize that entire encounter. So I would suggest you do the same, and if you don't have enough, then use the little trick I just showed you. Light attack combo for the win. And he's dead. Alright, perfect. So now, we can rest at this shrine. This is the first shrine of this little, I don't know, this estate or this little village. So we should be good to go here. Alright. And now that we're here, we can rest. We've already checked the store, and we've already checked all the other things we could purchase. So if you need some fine gold thread, that's going to allow you to make more of these legendary pieces. So that's always good. Now what we can do is go back and craft. We can craft some of our armor pieces that we're lacking for the pilgrim set. So we're gonna go to our pilgrim armor, wherever that may be. Where are these beauties at? You know what? I can't upgrade from here. That's right. So let's travel back to the Zodiac Village. Now that we have the contents of the shrine available to us in the little store, we purchased the fine gold threads, and that's needed to craft legendary armor. So we're going to increase our pilgrim set from epic to legendary, and we needed a handful of pieces for our arm guards and for the leg pieces. So let's go head over to Yin Tiger, and then we're going to return back to the Zhu Shrine. There's a very special encounter you can have at the Zhu Shrine at a later time that I want to make sure we revisit. We'll be returning there for a unique spirit.
What rags and tatters.
So let's upgrade the armor. Avoid all the, what do you call it? All the digs on us. Okay, so here the Pilgrim's Guard, we'll go ahead and upgrade it a single time. And now that's up to giving us even more defense. And then we have the Pilgrim set. It's going to go up to from 27 to 39. So now we have a full legendary set equipped right now. And once we actually put all the pieces on,
Master of Arms stays for.
we're going to be in good shape. So let's see. We've got the Pilgrim set here, Pilgrim Garb. and the Pilgrim wrist wraps, which are superior to the Vajra arm guards. And now that we have 4 pieces, we have the unique effect of having the ability to use our gold while we're sprinting. Our sprint speed is moderately increased, and when we sprint each second, our attack is increased exponentially. So I want you to look at the fourth number down right below my level, which is 69. So we have our health, we have, I think I want to say it's stamina. No, I don't remember what that is. Then we have our, gosh, I don't remember. I think our mana. And then check out the 70. 70 is our attack rating, right? So if you run around, you're going to see that your staff starts glowing. This can stack up to 10 seconds. I'm not going to go like the full 10 seconds, but I want you to see how high the number increased just from me talking and chatting with you. We'll run to the, let's just run to the shrine. That should be about 10 seconds, if not more. So we're going to run, actually we'll run to him because we have to give him some stuff. We press start and then look, our attack has increased to 140 from 70. So we've doubled our attack just by sprinting. And we're sprinting all the time. So that is an incredibly powerful set, and why I think the Pilgrim set is one of the most powerful in the entire game. But let's give Qianlong his seed so he can be happy, so he can have some purpose in his little life. And we're going to return to the estate of Zhu Shrine. This is going to trigger the next sequence of events. We have a little boss fight coming up. And while we're here, let's go ahead and see if we can request some medicines and potentially even make some more anti-miasma medicines for ourselves, because we are going to be poisoned several times in the next, few sequences. So, so make medicines, mortal medicines. We're looking for the anti-miasma. Where, oh, where can you be? There it is. We can make as many as we need to. 10 is fine. And then for the celestial medicines, while we're here, might as well craft a few. Why not? We can increase our mana, we can increase our stamina, or just our defense in general. Defense is never a bad thing to dedicate some mind cores to, especially with the enemies being as tough as they are. And then we'll go back around and keep going. As you find your play style and what you feel comfortable with, you can always kind of move around the different investments into your own, skills. So if you want to enhance your defense, or you'd rather enhance your miasma, feel free to do that. Not miasma, your mana. But in either case, know that you can always remake them, as I showed you guys in the previous. You can always go to remake celestial medicines, and you'll refund all of your mind cores, and you can change around your skill points and how you invest them. So really easy, really user-friendly, excellent quality of life addition to the game. There's so much of that in this game. It's amazing. So we're going back to the state of Zhu. We need to make some time here, so we're going to be kicking some butt. We got a boss fight up ahead. We've had a few other areas of the shrine or the upper estate to explore before we go down into the home of the Spider Queen herself. So we'll be visiting her in due time. But first, we have to fight the second sister. But before we do that, Bajie, of course, has to be a little trickster, and he's going to try and disguise us. Not necessarily the best disguise. Spoiler alert.
Hold your monkeys. Let me fix you up a little.
I wish we saw enemies like this. These are the pretty unique enemies, and the only two that look like this. They look really cool. I wish they would have been bosses. That would have been awesome.
Welcome, good sirs. The feast is all set. Please come in and be our guests.
If you come back after you defeat the Violet Spider, that lantern enemy will be present, and you'll be able to defeat him and gain his spirit. He actually becomes a spirit skill. It's a very unique encounter, the only time you'll ever be able to do it. So be sure to return to this area after you defeat the Violet Spider. And of course, on the guide, I'll show you when the time is right.
My gentlemen, you're fashionably late. Is your lady not joining us again this time?
Our lady prefers not to be seen in the lower realm. But she's been thinking of you all and sent this small token. She hopes your lady will recover soon and pay her visit up there.
It's a pity she didn't come. Or she would certainly enjoy a splendid show we've prepared for her. But now, the gift's gone and blood's been shed. I say, you two should take the fall.
We're just servants, madam. What's the jest?
Zhu Ba Jie. I know you find your look embarrassing, but why hide from my mother with another pig face?
That is true. He's a boar, and then he just switched to a different kind of pig.
Rude girl.
Surprise!
Don't you know I'm a pious Buddhist? Give me your mother's name, and I'll check my list.
You heartless ass. After you ruined her house and her reputation, you're telling me you don't remember her?
Reputation? Yao Guai's care about reputation. All she cared about was lust. Now I know you're one of her spiderlings, aren't you? Well, well. Your rudeness is forgiven. Show some respect. Maybe I'll kindly pay your mother a visit.
Visit or not, I'm afraid that is not your call.
Now she'll reveal her true form. And we're gonna take the fight to her quickly because she spews poison like nobody's business. So. There you go. So far, so good. She's stunned. Use the Wind Tamer just to get some additional defense here. Jumping heavy attack. Keep her on the defensive here. That's the best thing we can do. That's okay. Took a little bit of damage. Try and stay underneath her or to the side. That's really the key here. We'll use Cloud Step and then we'll take her out right here. Light attack combo. Let's finish it off even if you are a little far away. Jumping heavy attack. Every time we do those focus point combos, we are getting some health back. So jumping heavy. Do the immobilization and light attack should finish her off. So that is the second sister down. Gotta stay very aggressive in this game and just dodge. Fortunately, the way we spec'd up, when we dodge, it doesn't interrupt our light attack combo, so we're good to go. We can stay on the offensive and stay aggressive. That needle is incredibly important, and it got Bajier right between the eyes. It's gonna impact him and cause some issues later.
Wearing human skin can't change your gross nature.
Your gross nature.
Yeah, sure. We are so low compared to you, a glorious admiral of the court. Ain't the last monkey still fresh in his grave? And here you are, another monkey's sidekick.
Cut your bullshit! Get your mother to beg for mercy, and maybe I'll spare your foolish life!
Truth is, the thing you seek is right here in the hollow. Flee now if you're too scared to come in.
Scared my hoof! I'll destroy this rotten hole right now! Let's see where else you'd build your lair!
So he's naturally a hothead, and he's just gonna rage out. Note that, of course, where the lanterns are located, that's gonna be forward progression, so we don't want to go there yet. We've got a venomous hair for our troubles. That's gonna be a crafting material for a weapon. We want to explore the right side of the map. Just note that this left side here has nothing at all. Even in that corner, there's nothing. So I'll just show you guys really quickly. Nothing, and you can't jump on the rooftop or anything. Nothing inside either, so you're good. Avoid the forward progression, and instead we're going to go this way. You can grab these materials here. harvest the ingredients. And then be careful because you're going to get ambushed here. Told you these guys are jerks. There you go, get some health back, and now he's dead. Those guys can be pretty annoying, especially when they fight in pairs, which they love to do. So let's go ahead and open up this chest. And then we're going to head to the right. In this little courtyard, there's a handful of flying enemies and some archers, so it's going to be annoying. You're going to love this, I should say. Never mind, let's be positive. You're going to love this part. Lovely. Thrust stance is great for flying enemies. Does that to them. These guys are pretty annoying. Honestly, just wait until they get low enough, and you can hit their legs even with light attack combos. And they're weak enough so that when you hit them, you can typically take them out in a single light attack combo. That's only if your camera is, you know, working and you're locked on to the enemy like you should be. There you go. They should stagger him and he should just pop. In the event you get surrounded by those enemies, you can always use the Wind Tamer, and the Wind Tamer will actually cause them to explode. It deals enough damage to do that, and we're going to be using that to great effect as we go deeper and deeper into the Webbed Hollow. So, alright, now we can go ahead and grab this little monkey head fungus, and we can return towards the actual Webbed Hollow entrance, which is a big old hole. Nothing fancy there. Alright, so off we go. And as we come here, don't just drop straight down in. There's actually a few things we can do to explore. So first things first, always look around for harvestable ingredients. Definitely around the sides of these different buildings. And then we'll be getting the a coffin here. Or actually a chest. We just opened a coffin. And here we have a golden chest right here. And this is going to increase our maximum health, which is always good. I always welcome those little boons. So there's nothing else around here. This is just a pathway with some harvestable ingredients, but no chests, no coffins, anything like that. And I don't believe there's anything in the back. Let me just double check here for you guys. Now we're good. So now, you cannot go in here. The only thing you can do is drop down to your doom. So let's drop down and initiate the next cutscene. This kind of freaked me out. Cover your eyes if you're arachnophobic. That is the second sister, just capturing everybody, it seems. Alright, so now that we've awoken, there's a few things right next to us. As you can tell, there's a chest immediately to the side of the bed. But don't be distracted by the essence guiding us towards the shrine that you're going to see here in just a moment. Take your time and explore, okay? Don't just rush through things. Clearly you can see the smoke of the shrine, and the essence is going to be guiding us here in 2 seconds. There it is. But we don't care about that. We want to go and explore things, so we can't just be rushing to the shrines and things like that. Let's open up this chest here for some goodies. They gave us some anti-miasma powder. Love that. And here we're going to get a unique curio. Not a bad one to slot out. It's the Kyo Jin Yin belt hook, so we're going to go and take a look at it. If you go here, this here is going to moderately increase our poison resistance. So not only do we have the gourd, we have the soak in the gourd anyway, so our drink is specially designed to help increase our poison resistance. We have a curio equipped, and we also have anti-miasma powder ready to be used as needed. So now we can go up and activate this shrine, and we can take a rest here. This is the Upper Hollow Shrine. It's going to serve as kind of the essentially, it's going to serve as pretty much a like a hub that we're going to return back to. So just remember this area, get used to it, because you're going to see it a lot. So just so you know, we've been using the Kangjin staff. And this is also a pretty good staff. this one is called the Chitin Staff, and it has a little bit more chitin, 80 attack, so a little bit more attack, a little bit less crit hit chance, but only by 1%. And upon a successful hit with a charged heavy attack, each focus point cost slightly recovers health. So we already kind of have that boon where we're getting the health, so you can certainly equip it or craft it, whatever you want to do. There's no reason not to. It's not a bad staff to have. And then I would say, you know, for now I'm going to stick with what I have. I just love the electricity or the thunder effect. It's really powerful with what we have. As we get more tree cores, you could even switch to this. Although it only has the 80 damage, it doesn't have a crit hit chance multiplier. This one will help you gain focus after you see through an enemy, so after you get iframes. And then Chubai. Chubai is always an excellent choice as well this early in the game. All the way through Chapter 3, these are excellent choices. There is no wrong choice. Chubai in particular has one of the most fun effects because it has different moves in the thrust stance. And it's just a fun weapon to use, and it's just very powerful as well. So in the event we feel that, hey, we're not dealing enough damage, we can switch back over to the Chitin Staff, okay? So first things first, this area is pretty massive. Up ahead is a cliff. Up to the left is kind of how we're going to be navigating the area, and to the right would be forward progression. And you can tell because guess what? It's well lit, right? Well lit means forward progression. Poorly lit means explore me if you dare, if you have the courage. But anyways, I prefer this because, again, I absolutely love the thunder damage that we deal. That is a unique enemy, and they're kind of annoying because if they're grouped up, they can use like the spindle where they actually shoot webbing at you, and it deals tons of damage, and you get poisoned. So not only are you unable to move, but you're also poisoned, and it just can make for a bad time. In this area, I always advise you to look up. Very rarely do people look up, but you're going to notice by looking up, you're going to see like puppet spiders and things like that. Now in this instance, he's just tucked away right here. But more often than not, the puppet spiders will be hanging from the cave ceilings. So be careful and be mindful of that as well. So we're going to take this guy out first. Be careful not to disturb the little cocoons. And there's a reason for that. I'll explain in due time. Let's take this guy out first. There you go. What is he doing with his life? Sir, what are you doing, sir? Okay, so now we're going to go here and grab the absorb this will. Keep in mind, or try your best to remember where we're at, right? So just remember there's an essence here, there is a broken bridge, and maybe we'll end up on this side before long, right? Just maybe. Alright, so the cocoons, they serve a few purposes. You can actually get a unique curio from one of the cocoons, or any of the cocoons actually. And there's also a unique key item that you can obtain 3 of. So the unique curio is going to have a effect with poison, of course. And then you have the key items, which are called rice cocoons. Those are needed to progress a certain quest line. And so I encourage you to destroy every cocoon that you see. Sometimes the cocoons will have enemies inside of them, like these are going to have little spider enemies. Larger cocoons will have the dragonfly flying enemies, and others will have the puppet spiders, just depending on how large the cocoons are. And then you can have some that have these giant worms. So depending on the size, you have an idea of what to expect. So these are spiders. Let's go ahead and destroy these quickly. If you deal enough damage while they're in the cocoon, they'll still pop, but you won't be attacked by the actual creature itself. It'll die instantly. And you can always tell because it triggers that you've collected will. And that'll be before the cocoon pops. When the cocoon pops, it does not deal damage, it just knocks you back. So don't be concerned with that either. But you see we got the rice cocoons item here. We got one already. They're actually pretty rare, so that was a relatively good RNG for us. So what we're going to do is showcase what the item is. We'll just click out. I hate having all these red dots saying it's new, it's new. It stresses me out. Okay, rice cocoons. So you can see number held 1 of 3. That is a clue that we can hold up to 3. So it says the offerings to the silkworm deity. With their use indiscernible for now, it is wise to accept them all as given. So as we find the remaining 2, we want to make sure that we collect the full 3 before we progress the quest line for the silkworm deity. Alright, so now we're good, looking really good here. We're going to head upstairs now, so we grab the snake-headed mushroom, and there's a staircase around here. There it is. There's going to be an essence we can absorb here. Now, if you'd been using any will, you could certainly do that. And then we have a little an ambush we need to be careful actually, or be mindful of. So you can see that there's a light glowing there. There's actually an enemy right past the way, so that is our little friend, the lantern enemy. So we can use immobilization and a cloud step if you want, just to get a little fancy with it. Light attack combo, and then he's completely trivialized. That's no longer a threat to us. If you ever see fences, what do? We break through them, right? And you can jump up this way, or you can go around. I'm just playing. That was a joke. But yeah, we want to always progress forward if we can. So very, very good. There's nothing on this cliff, and you can't see down or anything. So the exception to the rule, I say. We can open up this chest, and we'll grab the goji shoots. We'll take a look at this soak here. This soak moderately extends the duration of the next Ring of Fire. Ring of Fire was something I didn't necessarily use too often. I just prefer a more offensive maneuver if I have anything to pick from. Oh my goodness, he never shoots that fast. But he uses multi-shot instead of just taking his time with it. So anyway, so there's nothing else in that arena, just the archer that's shooting us from a mile away. I'm going to show you guys a really cool little detail that I found out. So you're going to head up and hug the right-hand side of this area. We can destroy these little spider rock dudes. Remember, if they start kind of like creating this invisible force, they're going to explode, so just back away because it causes poison. It'll pretty much inflict poison guaranteed if you get hit by it. So take out these enemies. We still have so much to cover, so I'm really excited about this chapter. This episode might be run a little longer than most, so it's probably going to be closer to the 2-hour mark, if not longer, just because there's a lot of cutscenes as well. So continue heading upstairs and to the right. We'll have some more spider enemies to deal with, but nothing too crazy. These are all easy enemies. Just don't let them surround you, and don't get poisoned so you're not burning through all your anti-miasma. Okay, so now we just continue forward. And this actually is like a peaceful area. Like, wait, so why is this like a chill area? Well, there's a reason for that. If you return to the webbed hollow and you drop down the hole after you've kind of gone through this, or if you were to drop down again any subsequent times, you're not going to be captured by the second sister, right? Instead, you're going to drop down right here. And anytime you see like that kind of webbing kind of piled up together, it's actually a soft landing, so you're not going to take fall damage. But anyways, I thought that was a really cool detail, and so if you ever return to the webbed hollow, you're going to appear right here. So now you at least know where you're at when you come here. It's kind of cool. I really like that. Okay, so now that we've explored the upper right path, we're going to go towards the middle path. So you can just work your way down here, and you can turn right after you drop down one more layer. So right there. So now that we're at the middle level, make sure you destroy the cocoons along the way. There's going to be some worm enemies we haven't seen yet, so you can take them out. Don't go too far towards the middle, you're aggro the big guy. So let them do their little thing. They just fling themselves around, and actually pretty devastating, and can be pretty difficult if you get surrounded by them, so don't let that happen. Don't let that happen to you. Destroy the cocoons along the way. Get hit by a worm from a mile away as well. Just for good measure. You gotta give them a chance as well. You have to let them think that they have a chance to beat you, when in fact they do not. So the reason I'm destroying the cocoons is because you can get, oh wow, another rice cocoon. That is incredibly rare. So the fact that we got the two, and a spine in the sack, that's the rare curio too. So look at us go. We're just on a roll. This is going to increase our poison damage that we deal. So you can actually get more than one of these. So as you're destroying hundreds and hundreds of sacks, you might get even more spines in the sacks. So open up this coffin. And then we're going to whoop up on the big boy here. If you would have just gone straight for it, you're going to be fighting everybody and their mama and the whole worm family. You don't want to do that. Jumping heavy attack for fun. We'll do this right here just to soften them up a little bit. Immobilization. Oh, never mind. Waste the immobilization because we get hit in the face. Another poorly timed dodge. Again, these are all mind games. I'm just kidding. I'm actually missing. I'm actually messing up here. Alright. We got the big worm down and the withered silkworm ability. Those guys take forever to die, but second only to a unique scorpion enemy we'll be facing off with before long. Don't forget to take out all these. Of course, it seems a little annoying at times, but if you want to get everything and you're following this guy, then you probably are a completionist, much like myself. So you revel in this opportunity to break all the breakables, and they're incredibly satisfying to break as well. So, all right, we're gonna go ahead and top off our health. And if you remember that cliff over there, that's the cliff where we faced off with the first little silk shooting or silk spitting enemy. And then we went over there, and we circled up around, so now we come full circle to here. If we drop down, you might remember this area. This is the shrine. So this is just the, again, the central hub area we're going to be turning back to multiple times. There's other areas that are similar, but now what we can do is, from this area, now that we've rested, we're going to circle around here, and we're going to go down the intended pathway. So the first thing you're going to notice is there's a big cocoon right in your way. Naturally, that's going to be an enemy. This is going to be a green locust enemy. One of those enemies you can farm for the unique mask. So hopefully we can get it. There you go. Perfect dodge like a boss. Get hit in the face maybe twice. Okay, twice, not thrice. Loving that. There's our jumping attack, sir. Take that. And then he's down. So we have an archer from across the way. We have this, enemy that shoots out the webbing, and then we have an enemy in here as well. So just pick your battles carefully here. What I typically do, we have all 3 rice cocoons already, so we beat the game, the best in the game. We beat Black Myth Wukong. Now we're going to circle around and take out the archer. I like to take him out first, actually. Alright, and we'll worry about that in a moment. So, one thing at a time, I say. So now that we've cleared out the threats from afar, we've got all 3 rice cocoons. We don't have to be farming and slashing and swiping and destroying every single cocoon we see, which is great because most of them are filled with enemies. So let's take out this guy first. And that's an enemy in there if you want to take him out. You certainly can. And I'm hoping to get that mask for you guys. Where'd he go? He just disappeared. Where are you going, sir? I would love to get that mask for you guys just so I can showcase it for you. Okay, he's not going to be nice enough to give it to us, no problem. So anyways, if you look down here, there's going to be a pathway. So if you ever see like a wooden, platform or anything like that, you can typically drop down. We are not going to do that just yet. Do not drop down this area just yet, okay? There will be a proper time and a much more efficient pathway to take, so follow what I'm doing instead, and this will save you lots of time and confusion. So head over here, we can grab the will now, or we can absorb the will. I'm going to top off my health because we've got some tough fights up ahead. So we're going to stay right. So as we go down this path, we're going to kind of hug the right. But if there's enemies along the way, we can certainly take them out as well. This is going to be one of those dragonfly guys, or dragonfly guys, more specifically. There you go. He's just, taking his time to die. That's fine. Switch to thrust stance if you're having trouble hitting them, and any charge attack will do the trick. Where'd he go? There he is. There you go. So you can hit him from afar, take him out. It's an excellent technique because the flying enemies otherwise are really difficult to strike, consistently anyways. Alright. They're being really stingy with that drop. That's so funny. But anyways, we're going to continue holding right. Just note, there is nothing else on this side. There's cocoons you can break, so opportunities to do that, and enemies inside the cocoons. If you just hug this right-hand side and you've already have your 3 rice cocoons and your special curio, you're good to go. You don't need to be bothering anybody. If you were to go down that pathway, there's puppet spiders up there and things like that. You just don't need to mess with. So there's no reason now. Now we are able to fortunately grab all the items that we need quickly, so we're in good shape. So here you have more puppet spiders. You actually have 2. So if you only scoot up a little bit, you'll aggro just the one. And once he drops down, go ahead and hit him once and then back up, and he'll actually come towards you. He'll come. Just give him some time. He has to think about it. You gotta build up that confidence in him. There you go. And then you gotta break him down. There you go. Lovely. Okay, I'm getting poisoned. Okay, what the balls? Alright, he's dead. Who's hitting me? Oh, the archer. Alright, we're going to go here, pop our anti-miasma powder, pop a heal, and then once this guy drops down, we'll just go ahead and immobilize him. We have some will in here that we can use to replenish our gourd, so nothing we need to worry about. Lovely. Okay, he's dead. Now we've got these little spindly fellows. He brought his friends, naturally. He aggroed his friends too, so that's no fun. There you go, he's dead. And I think the spider enemies have been taken care of as well. So now if you need to, you can top off your mana and absorb this double will. Alright. Another spider somewhere. There he is. Where were you? I was locking on. I didn't see you at all, my little friend. Alright, so let's go this way. We're going to sprint past this arena here. Just dodge through. He's rapid firing right now. These guys are being jerks. They typically do a charge shot, which is a lot easier to avoid than their triple shot, which they don't really telegraph. Plenty of cocoons here if you need them to farm for the rice cocoons. And then you have two pathways to pick. You have left and right. Pick right this time because there's going to be a spirit skill we can absorb here and also a coffin with some really good materials. So we'll do our strong attack here. Very good. Just keep him on his toes. These guys are really fast, so when they slam down, they typically do a follow-up strike too, so just be careful. I like to fly up, though. Make it hard for them to get hit. So thrust stance is, again, a good choice if they're flying around a lot. Okay, we need to heal like ASAP. So we're going to do this, transform, and then just finish him off so we can survive this encounter. They deal lots of damage, so I mean, if they connect enough, they will destroy you if you let them, so. This third hit here should finish him off if I hit him. There you go. We can de-transform, and then we'll top off our health for sure. Remember, you can heal as much as you need to here. The blue spirit will replenish all of your gourd uses. So that's the beetle captain. This is a unique spirit. One of those equipable spirits here, so it's pretty cool actually. I'll showcase him for you guys. And this is going to moderately increase max stamina. So if you're having trouble, running out of stamina while you're attacking, you can do a really crazy attack that's like takes to the air so you can avoid strikes, and then it kind of moves around really quickly, makes you a difficult target, and also deals some damage along the way. So not a bad thing. Alright, once we open this coffin, we're going to go back the other way so we can head towards the lantern-bearing enemy. And we'll take him out. And there's a spider puppet as well. If I say spider enemy, that's not very descriptive, is it? Because everything's a spider enemy down here, so. Gotta be a bit more descriptive. Alright, so just so that you know, the puppet enemy's up there by my head. But this here is a fence you can break, but oddly, there's nothing in here. I searched all around and did all kinds of crazy stuff, and I never found anything there. So there isn't anything there, I assure you. I've platinumed and otherwise 100% this game, so there is nothing that I haven't experienced. In my opinion, a platinum in and of itself does not mean you've found everything in the game. That just, you've only found everything associated with trophies or whatever the devs want you to find, but there's typically more than that, and trust me, I found everything, and there's nothing there. It's just a really odd little nook. So anyways, now that we've done that, we harvested the fragrant jade flower. We can harvest some more plants down here as well, some licorice and some monkey stuff. Alright, and now we can drop down. Remember, these are cocoons, so, or not cocoons, but like webbing, so you won't actually take any damage from there, just so you know. Always look for the wooden kind of platform. It kind of guides you and tells you where to go next. So we've dropped down 2, now 3 times. And then we're going to be looking for the next pathway. So if we go just right over here, can drop down, and then we have another beetle captain. And this beetle captain here is going to be guarding another shrine. This is the Verger Bridge Shrine. This shrine is now the one that's going to replace our hub from before. But before you drop down, there's going to be a little ambush here, a little archer. And this archer will actually go away. You don't have to deal with him anymore after you defeat him the single time and activate the shrine. So that's always a good thing. So anyways, we're going to immobilize this guy, use our cloud step, come in, be aggressive. Again, these guys have a decent amount of health and they move around like crazy, as you saw. You can even use Wind Tamer here. We can go crazy because we're right next to a shrine, so you do not need to be stingy here at all. There you go. Alright, he's dead. So you see here he takes a lot of hits. I mean, this guy can take an absolute beating and he's still okay. So now we're going to activate this shrine. As I said before, this shrine is kind of the hub that we're going to be referring back to multiple times. But we're not going to explore this area yet. This is an area that we do, that does require some backtracking that we do need to explore in multiple go-throughs, right? So what we're going to do is, at this point, if you look at your little travel menu, we know we already cleared the estate. That's where we dropped down the hole. The upper hollow is that first hub we were looking at, just overseeing that cliff. And now the Verger Bridge is the lower area. This has tons of different pathways to pick from and goes even deeper into the cave itself. But we're going to go back up to the upper hollow because remember I said, hey, there's a hole we're going to drop down, but not yet. This is the time for us to drop down that hole. And if you don't drop down this hole, you're going to bypass a special area that can not only net you a boss fight, but some unique arm bracers or arm guards that you're not going to be able to find anywhere. And they're legendary quality as well. These are the rarest items in the game. So most players miss these. So don't be one of those players. Follow the guide and I'll show you exactly how to get them for yourself. Lovely. Good hit, sir. You know your judo well. Alright. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, so we're good there. Let's circle around and kill the archer again. The archer can get some tricky shots off from afar if you let him, so take him out. Hey, look at him. Look at him. Look at him go. Okay. Thank you, sir. Go to sleep. So now that he's resting and contemplating the worst decisions he's ever made in his little life, we're going to go down this way, and this time we are going to drop down. So you can see there's a kind of a clear pathway to drop down. As you drop down, though, you're going to be ambushed from a spider enemy or a spider puppet right there. Okay, so you drop down, immediately engage in this fight. Get behind him because he likes to spew poison first. Do work on him just like so. Get poisoned. And then now we can use an anti-miasma powder. Alright. That's why I was really happy to make plenty of them because we're certainly going to be using a chunk of them. The funny thing is the poison affliction lasts forever. So if you don't have anti-miasma powders and you didn't play with them like I did my first 2 playthroughs, you're going to realize that that's kind of stupid. So use the items that you have at your disposal. And I want to show you guys something here. So I'm going to actually trigger a certain enemy type here. It's going to be one of these actually. So these enemies here have life bars, and that's because they can actually, I guess semi-hatch and start swiping you like crazy. They're super annoying, and they can deal some pretty good damage to you, especially if you if you don't have like the best armor or anything. So they're really hard to hit because if you notice, even like these, for example, they swing around like crazy. So it's really hard to hit, and honestly, it gets a little dizzying trying to attack them. And they don't give you tons of, I guess experience or anything like that, I guess is the best word. So it's your choice if you want to kill them or not. Honestly, I just clear the path enough so that you can get through. And once you're through, it's your choice, if you want to go and be thorough and kill them all. I don't because they just have way too much health in my opinion. They have way too much health. They swing around a bit much, and it makes it kind of dizzy for me to strike them. So instead, make sure you go in that little hidden nook that's hidden behind the cocoons, and you can open up this chest. Alright, so now that we've opened up the chest, we're going to head outside of this pathway. And there's going to be some spider puppets just, you know, of course, being sneaky. There you go. Love that. We'll go this way, path of least resistance. Honestly, all we're trying to do is get through this area. There's an archer here, so we're going to absorb the will once we get past him. There you go. We'll take him out as well. In due time, of course. Oh, nice. That's his triple shot there. Very Legolas of you, sir. But we missed something that we could harvest because we didn't want to get shot, though, so we couldn't pause at that time. We got the fragrant jade flower, and I think we have the seeds for it too, so that's great. Good for us anyways. We can absorb this will. And then we're going to be heading towards a staircase up here, so keep working our way through here. Note that this is all like a kind of a singular path. There's not like a lot of choices to make here, but go around and you'll have a puppet spider drop down. Otherwise you have to face off with tons of those little enemies hanging down from the sacks. And they can hit you from afar too. They have some pretty good reach, surprisingly far. So surprisingly long reach. They're stubby little limbs. We'll use the anti-miasma powder again to top off our, or to cure our poison. Alright, let's go here, do a heavy attack if we can. There you go, that does the trick. Light attack combo. There you go, that shuts him up. At least for a little bit. And that guy hit me, I think, so now I'm pissed. You can always take out your rage on this if you need to. And you can build up your focus as well too, so that's the only real benefit, I think, in my opinion. Okay, so up here we have a handful of difficult encounters. That scorpion enemy is a unique enemy type. He is quite a menace, actually, so hopefully he can aggro. We'll pull him over here. This is a unique enemy that will not respawn after we defeat them, so they are pretty tough. And they are enemies that I would consider like elite class. They do not come back, though, fortunately. Yeah, they're quite difficult, so use whatever you need to against them. There's usually only one per area. One per major area anyway, so you're not going to be ever surrounded by these enemy types. And again, once you defeat them the single time, they die, and this is the lengthy death animation. He's not dead yet. Hey. Okay. Now he's dead. So it takes like 5 seconds. They have the longest death animation in the game. We have a puppet spider up here, but don't mind him. We're going to make a sharp right and head back towards this will here. We can use our gourd to get a little bit more health, a little bit more mana, and then we can now replenish that usage. Now we just have to fight one puppet spider at a time, as opposed to fighting a puppet spider along with a scorpion, which is very difficult. The spiders are pretty, I'd say they're pretty tanky for being so small. They're fast, they're hard to hit, and they inflict poison. The scorpions can also inflict poison with their tails, and those guys hit you so hard you'll die before you know it. So, alright, very good. We're going to stay on the offensive here. Dodge behind him. Hit him with our light attack, come back away. Finish our combo on his face. Use our thrust stance to keep hitting him from afar, and then he's dead. These bone piles here aren't anything, just so you know. They're just kind of collections of skulls. Consider it decoration. We'll finish our light attack combo, dodge to the side. Dodge to the side again, and then we'll do our thrust heavy attack and finish him off. The chew by spear in combination with the thrust stance is fantastic, by the way, if you're a fan of the thrust stance. It's my favorite stance in the game. Smash stance is also incredible to continue stun locking an enemy, and that's something that you might see in my challenge run where I did no leveling, no medicines, no nothing. That was a really fun challenge run. That was my first playthrough, by the way. But anyway, so here we have two pathways. We have a pathway to the left that's obviously pretty well lit, and then we have this pathway over here that's, you know, it's aight, not bad. But what we're going to do is we want to gather the Jade Lotus. We want to use this meditation spot here, and then we're going to harvest some plants on the cliffside. And then we have a shrine that we're going to tag. This is incredibly important because we have a boss fight coming up ahead. This is a secret boss fight, one of 2 encounters with this particular enemy that is necessary to not only reach the secret area of the game, but to get the rarest item in Black Myth Wukong. So I'm going to show you guys exactly what to do here. It's really awesome. There's going to be some will we need to absorb as well. But once we get through this meditation, get our sparks, we can see if there's any sparks we want to apply. We're going to change out our equipment at the shrine as well, and I'll explain why in due time. With 4 sparks, I don't really like that. I want to have like closer to 10 so I can really feel the difference, but 5 sparks isn't really going to make me feel any stronger. I like that tangible feel. So let's go ahead and grab the will. So if you remember, I said, hey, try and remember areas, and remember that bridge, and it's a dilapidated bridge, and blah, blah, blah. There you go. See? Sometimes I do tell you the truth. Okay, so now we're going to go over here. After we activate this shrine, it's the Shattered Jade Shrine. You want to equip your best armor, but your very worst staff. And you might be saying, Inhuman One, the heck are you talking about? And I'm going to say, like, just trust me. So the reason why I say that is because this next boss, it's not a matter of defeating him. Defeating him is actually quite simple. It's the manner in which you defeat him. So what you should do is, depending on which version of the game you have, you might want to have either the basic staff, if you have a basic staff, which is usually the wooden staff, but at this point we've kind of already upgraded a million times. So then you would use the bronze cloud staff, or whatever your weakest staff is at the time. So we're using the bronze cloud staff, which I know you can get technically from the digital deluxe edition. If you don't have it and you can't obtain it, then I would strongly suggest just using your weakest staff, okay? And what you're going to do is the enemy is going to have, he's going to be bipedal, but he's going to have 8 arms. And other than the 2 arms that he has that are normally placed, he has some additional arms on his back. He's going to do a jumping slam attack, and he'll kind of stay down as he recovers because he's adjusting to having so many arms. So at that point is when you want to strike him from the back or from the side to attack the arms. If you're not attacking him from the back, you're going to deal mostly damage to him and not necessarily to his limbs, and they're not going to fall off. If you can successfully defeat him if you can successfully defeat him while at the same time in the same attempt knocking off 4 of his arms, then you're going to be in good shape. You're going to be able to guarantee that he drops these legendary class arm guards. So you have to make sure 4 arms drop off. The best time to attack him is when he is slamming down, or if you immobilize him and hit him from the back, or cloud step and hit him from the back. Note that it is very easy to defeat him. He is not a difficult boss, but if you don't defeat him and make sure that he has 4 arms dropped, that have been knocked off or severed, you will not get the arm guards, and there's no chance until New Game Plus. So keep in mind, you must sever 4 of his limbs and defeat him in a single go. If you fail to do that and you defeat him with less than 4 arms severed, you miss out on the drop, and you will not be able to get it until New Game Plus. So make sure you equip your lowest damage dealing staff. Now you can take multiple attempts to do this. It's not a problem at all, but this again is just more of a little trolley area. Tons of these little idiots around here. Just run past them.
Here any moment now. My brother told me of it.
So he's referring to his brother, which if you're going to watch my lore videos on my main channel, that's going to kind of explain who the brother is. A lot of these NPCs refer to a brother. This is really interesting. One of the best kept secrets in the game. So let's go ahead and knock around this old cocoon. And we'll be facing off with the Venom Taoist. This is a great way to build up your focus points as well. And be sure you're keeping an eye on his health bar, okay? His health bar is more important than yours in this fight. Do not accidentally kill him, because every time you sever a limb, you're going to deal a big chunk of damage that will remove a big portion of his health bar. Remember, we have the worst staff equipped that we currently have in our possession, so that's why it's taken so long to deal damage, and that's good.
Days of practice. 8 arms of mightiness.
There he is. So we need to knock off 4 out of 6 of those buggers on his back.
You're here at last. The destined one. By my
to first test your worth.
Alright, lock onto him, dodge to the side, and let him do his slam there. You can actually immobilize him when he does this and hit him on the back or the side as long as you're hitting the arms. This is perfect. So one of his arms already popped off. You can tell because his health and because that green spurt, and you can see his arm right there. So 3 more to go. You can wait for your immobilization to come back, or you can wait for him to do that slam attack again. Wait for the big slam and he'll kind of get stuck. Dodge to the side. Just keep kind of moving laterally and in a circle and you should be fine. He does have a phase 2 where he's really aggressive, but it's not nearly as bad as the next encounter, so watch your health, but more than anything, make sure you don't kill him on accident. I wouldn't strike him unless you're going for a back attack where you're hitting his back, or if you're going for those arms. So we're going to have another immobilization coming up here. Wait for him to kind of be out in the open so we can get behind him. Right there. Okay, we can actually attack him yet again. We don't even need to immobilize him this time. Let's save that for a moment. Go around, and now we can go ahead and attack him in the back again. Another arm came off. That's 2 arms now. So we need 2 more arms to take off. If he throws his sword, he's going to follow through with it. So just keep moving laterally. Dodge to the side whenever he lunges. He does 2 lunges in a row. He'll add a few more as he continues to take more damage. But we've taken out 2 of his arms. We need to take out 2 more, and they'll be coming off the left side. They always come off the same arm regardless of if you're actually attacking one side or the other. It's scripted for them to come off from his right side first, and then his left side. So that's an excellent opportunity to attack him in the back as well, but I'm just talking here. And I'm not dodging very well, so let's go ahead and heal. Remember, we can sprint and heal. We're going to dodge through this, and then we're going to attack him on the arms. We're going to go behind him, immobilize, and then completely whiff that opportunity. This a light attack combo is the way to go. People often want you to try charge attacks, but that's going to deal too much damage. We're trying to keep this guy alive, so. That other arm's going to come off soon, just you watch. Just you wait, that thing's coming off. Watch for the follow-up. There you go. We're waiting for that slam attack, so again, I'm going to go ahead and heal just to be safe. This is something that can take multiple attempts easily, so we're going to try and do it. First try, though. There you go. Now he's kind of... There's a third arm. He's kind of vulnerable. That's my favorite attack to attack him on, so we'll wait for him to come through. We'll heal again. We'll wait for him to come in the middle, and then we're going to use our immobilization and attack him yet again. Come on, buddy. I always dodge too early there. You've seen him get me multiple times. Don't dodge too early there. Don't be like me. That's an excellent opportunity to immobilize him as well, but I want his back out in the open so you can see very easily and very clearly. That's the proper timing. Now we can get behind him. And then we want 1 more arm to pop off. Not quite, so we gotta just... This right here is a perfect opportunity though, so we'll come around, hit him in the back again. That arm didn't pop off yet, so... That's not the slam attack we're looking for. We're looking for the one where he kind of envelops himself in his arms. And we don't really want to sprint if we can avoid it, because remember, if we sprint, that's going to increase our damage, so be mindful of your set bonuses too. He should do it here soon. This is just a matter of being patient. As you notice, he's actually quite simple, right? Right here's going to be perfect. We can immobilize him just to ensure our victory here. We removed 4 of his arms. Now you can see he only has 4 left. 2 on his shoulders and 2 normally placed arms here. So we can use Cloud Step and we can go ahead and kick his ass normal. And that's the Venom Taoist. The special way to defeat him.
I reach my full mastery!
Alright, so that was excellent. We got the Venomous Arm Guards, which again are the rarest items in the game. It is the absolute rarest drop you can get in the entire game. And if you miss it, you don't nail it like I did in the first opportunity, you will have to try again in New Game Plus. And it's much harder because even then, now you're certainly managing his life because you're dealing so much more damage. So these are unique because they have a, when you land a critical hit, it inflicts Poison Bane, which is a really cool effect. It's just going to pretty much poison the enemies, and then you can continuously deal damage to them. Now, if you're in a poison state, you can even deal more damage. So it's just insane. Like, the way that it all works, it really synergizes really well. So anyways, a really cool set, a really cool looking set as well. So definitely something to celebrate if you get that. So congratulations, guys. You are awesome. If you've been following along, you got those Venomous Guards yourself, and you now own some of the rarest armor pieces in the game. So what you can do now is circle back around. We're going to tag the Jade Shrine again, and then we're going to circle back around to the main area, the new hub that I talked about, the Verger Bridge Shrine. But we're not going to warp around to do anything crazy like that. Instead, if you recall, we have a whole left side of this area to explore, and this area here is the kind of like the scaffolding that's going to actually lead to the Verger Bridge. But before you go to the right, scurry on over to the left here, and you can actually absorb this well here. Now we're safely above these enemies and way out of their reach, so no need to worry about them. When we drop down to this next level, though, we will be attacked by a Dragonfly Archer. So you drop down, don't go for the will, instead turn back around and prepare for an attack here. These guys are jerks. We know this. Missed. Very nice. Okay. So now we've taken that archer out. I feel better. How do you feel? We can go ahead and absorb this will that's just on this side here. Alright, and now we're going to drop down a bunch of times. It's pretty much like 5 times you have to drop down. So it's 1, 2, we can grab the licorice. And that would be the place where we drop down from the other side. But then we have 3 in the cocoons. And then our 4th drop down right here. And then our shrine. So we're right back at the Verger Bridge Shrine. So there you have it. We've reached this area now, and we're in excellent shape. This is our hub, and this will actually be the end of this episode. And the next episode, we're going to be exploring the remainder of this area. It's a massive, massive area. This particular area has a lot of different pathways we can pick from, and a few secrets that I really can't wait to share with you guys. And once we get out, at the end of it all, we'll be facing off with the Violet Spider herself. So this is the next episode is going to be even longer than this one, probably closer to 1 hour 45 minutes or so we can get through and out of the cave, at least in some capacity, so that you guys can see the sun yet again. And then we have just a nice little bit here where we'll be covering the secret area of the chapter, and of course the final boss as well. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the stream. If you did, please be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. It lets me know you want more content just like this. And as a full-time content creator, it's really I can't stress enough how important it is and how meaningful it is for you guys to engage with me on this channel. Every time you guys do, it just helps me maintain this dream of mine that has actually become a reality because of you guys, to become a full-time content creator. So thank you all so much for the opportunity. I'm so happy to be able to do this, and can't wait to continue it and hopefully do this for the rest of my life. As long as I have thumbs, right? But anyways, you guys are awesome. Please be sure to stay tuned for the next episode where we'll be covering the rest of the Webbed Hollow and hopefully seeing the sunlight yet again. That's at least my goal, because after that we'll be covering off on the secret part or secret area of chapter 4, which in my opinion is one of my favorites because the sheer amount of boss fights and the secrets that are missable. I'm actually going to show you guys some crazy things that I don't think many people even know about, in the secret area of Chapter 4, so just stay tuned. Anyways, you guys are awesome. If you want to continue your journey, please click on the videos on screen, and I'll be there to guide you when you arrive. If you want to support me in a more personal way, check out my Ko-fi page for exclusive perks like members-only videos, early access, and other ways to chat with me outside of stream. You guys are awesome. Have a great rest of your day, and until next time, it's the Inhuman One, signing out.